Hello, welcome to Gut Feel. As a US citizen residing in India, with the additional baggage of a long absence from this country, I am often in the unenviable position of having my patriotism and loyalties questioned, sometimes slyly, sometimes more openly. Some topics like, say, cricket or Bollywood seem to be well within my rights, but I have to tiptoe around eggshells when it comes to subjects like, say, politics, religion, caste, and language. As we all know, these topics are always lurking on the back burners of every national debate in India. But now people seem to have become especially touchy about them, metaphor intended, since these subjects have been moved to the front burners of a roaring gas stove. Be that as it may, I think the subject of patriotism requires some more reflection. Most people, if asked to define patriotism, would say that it is love for your country. That much is obvious. But if that were the only test of patriotism, I think most of the world's 8 billion population would clear it with flying colors, even the so called anti nationals of each country. I am also sure that each one of these billions would not hesitate to lay down their life to protect their country should that circumstance arise. Love for your country is a natural emotion, just as the one you are born with for your mother and father. Even the most divided people come together when great dangers like war or terrorism or even disease threaten their country. Well, you might say the current pandemic situation seems to be an exception, but let's not talk about that today. Generally, during such crises, opposition is suspended and all support is openly pledged to the government. Patriotism too reaches fever pitch during such times. Even so, this definition of patriotism seems to me to be too narrow and conveys nothing of its implications and consequences. Being ready to lay down one's life for one's country is the easy part. I would do that in a jiffy. So I think would most of you. The difficult part is the responsibility to live my life as a model citizen of my country. Honesty, respect, impartiality, fairness in your dealings with other people, inclusion, courage, hard work, kindness. Most people would suggest all such qualities as essential for a model citizen. Yes, sure, I agree. These all constitute the stuff that good human beings are made of. But my definition of a model citizen demands far more from me. Let's think about this for a minute. The entity that wields the most power in a democracy is its government. The final entity that is capable of monitoring and controlling this power is the citizenry, because we hold the vote in our hands. It therefore makes it incumbent upon us that we not only vote but actively participate in the nation's democracy. That means we be vigilant and protective about the proper exercise of the government's power and its upholding of democratic principles at all times. It demands that we not only abide by the law but also protest when laws are irrational or unjust, and not hesitate to question or be openly critical when those guardrails are breached. Such questioning is often construed as condemnation, but I consider it a noble duty of a model patriotic citizen. I want my country to be the best and the greatest, and that is never going to happen if I blindfold myself from seeing all the changes it may require to become so. Eternal vigilance is not only the price of liberty, it is the very fountainhead that drives every ideal of nationhood. A good potter never takes his eyes and hands off the clay. But above all, my patriotism demands that I weigh every action, professional and personal, from the smallest to the biggest, in the light of whether it is wrong or right, not just for myself, my family, my neighborhood, my country, but also for my country. How many of us can pass that test? Do you think patriotism is only about the big things of life? Well, then, let's think about the small things, what I would call the daily indicators of your patriotism. Do you think it is a act of patriotism to spit on the road or throw garbage from your window? How about hiding your COVID infection from your neighbors? What about refusing to take the vaccine? Or not wearing a mask? What about cheating on your electricity bill by stealing it from the street lamp post outside your house? Or copying in your exams? Or cheating on the quality of the product that you sell in your shop? Do you think that these don't add to the metrics of your patriotism? Think again. It is like GDP. Even the act of buying a daily pan from the corner shop goes towards the GDP of the country. But so does the red spit that you squirt from your pan on one of the locality's walls. That too counts towards your patriotism. Like I said, everything that you do, however insignificant or meaningless to you, defines your sense of patriotism and underlines how much you love your country. Active participation in my country's democracy is the most solemn and sacred responsibility of a model citizen. And to demand that I muzzle any of that is to demand that I shirk and abdicate that responsibility. The people who demand such blind obedience and unquestioning conformity from everybody may wrap themselves in the national flag and stand at attention when the national anthem is played in cinema theatres. But these are the very people who will bury their heads in the sand and close their eyes to their country's flaws, even when the writing is writ large on the wall. Such an attitude will ultimately harm the nation, and as such, these people are doing the greatest disservice to the nation. It is my humble submission, therefore, that they can neither claim patriotism nor model citizenship of the country they profess to love so much. Think about it. Thank you so much, and see you soon again.